Ladies and gentlemen, I don't what? The 76ers just choked away their second straight game. And I'm watching the game tonight, and I just can't believe the epic collapse that they have just suffered in their last 4 quarters of second half basketball. I have never seen anything like this. I mean, the 64 Phils had Chico Reeves steal home, and that was the collapse of the Phillies, right? We saw the Mets collapse against the Phillies in 2007, and that was a great thing for us. But to watch the epic choke shot, how many times did we see Andy Reid Eagles? They looked like they were going to do great. They're going to go to a Super Bowl, and then they ended up choking in the NFC Championship game. Unreal what we just witnessed. And I'm telling you right now, I could not wait till tomorrow morning to actually talk to you guys about this. Here's the deal. I didn't even tell our producer that I was going live right now. I didn't even tell my manager that I was doing this live. I just had to jump on right now and do this. So here's what the deal is. I am going to be putting your comments up. So this will be live in-game, post-game reaction to that debacle that was the 76ers in the second half, especially with the way they played in the fourth quarter, because I'm just beside myself with it. I am literally furious about it. And I feel silly sometimes when I get, when I've been through this as a Philadelphia sports fan before, and I've been in the media and all that stuff, and it's like, all right, you got no cheering in the press box, whatever. To hell with all that crap. That was, you as Sixers fans were robbed from your confidence. Some people were already waning that confidence going into tonight's game, but then you see Ben Simmons go, 4 for 14 from the foul line? I never thought I'd be begging for a 50% free throw shooter. You see, Tobias Harris, to end this game with his 2 final shots, looked like the tightest of tight shots you have ever seen. The little jump shot he had from about the foul line, a step from within the foul line, he bricks it. Then you see a little jump shot he's got right there, a little lay-in he's got that he misses late in that ball game as well. 4 points from Tobias Harris, who has probably been your most consistent 76er this entire season. This was the worst possible game for him to come up small. At least when we were talking about Joel Embiid coming up small, he had 17 points and 21 rebounds in game 4. And it's like, wow, he had a bad game. Tobias Harris's bad game is a bad game by anybody's standards. And 4 points is inexcusable. Ben Simmons disappearing, and I don't really want to hear anything about, oh, wow, he's a great defender. You got to think about what a great defender Ben Simmons is. We all know how great a defender he can be. Tonight is not a time to roll that excuse out, especially when you saw Trae Young go off for the game that he had tonight. Especially when he's supposed to be the leader and the captain of this offense, the great facilitator, and he couldn't facilitate crap in the fourth quarter of this game. It is embarrassing. I saw that word thrown out even before the Sixers officially collapsed. I saw that word thrown out on social media from a lot of you guys that it was just flat out embarrassing the game that they had, the fourth quarter, the way they were playing. And you could not be more dead on balls accurate for how they played in that game. I am furious. I'm embarrassed as a Sixers fan. I'm embarrassed as a citizen of Philadelphia for the way they represented you with their name with our name on the front of their jersey, the way they did tonight. I'm beside myself. I am so unbelievably pissed off with the way they finished that basketball game. They played scared in the fourth quarter. They played timid in the fourth quarter. And even Joel Embiid, the minute he started, just like in game 4 in the fourth quarter, the minute he started that crap where he's not taking Clint Capella to the hole, and the minute he started that stuff about not wanting to play physical and pulling up for 10-foot jumpers or 15-foot jumpers instead of going to the line or at least attacking the rim, maybe getting the N1 situation, and then going to the line to hit some free throws for you, the minute he stopped being aggressive is when this all went to hell. I mean, Tobias Harris had a terrible game from tip to the end of the game. Ben Simmons was awful from the free throw line. By some act of God, made 2 in a row at one point. You're thinking, all right, maybe we'll get a flow going here. Yeah, that wasn't the case. But Joel Embiid, the minute he decided that he wasn't going to be aggressive is the minute I really thought that this was not going to be the Sixers. Everything else could collapse around him. The one pillar that could not collapse, the one support beam that could not collapse was Joel Embiid. Now, he played the best game out of anybody. Seth Curry was incredible. But down the stretch, the minute I saw him start to struggle is the minute I really knew it started to just be – it wasn't going to end well. But Tobias Harris, oh, my God. George Hill, by the way, coming off the bench, I think I'm good on that. I think I'm good on that for the foreseeable future. I don't need to see that. This Sixers team needs to find a way to close out games. And, like, I don't even want to go into that right now because even that sounds optimistic. Even that sounds optimistic to say, all right, yeah, they'll be fine. They'll bounce back. Yeah, they got game 6 coming up here. You got to find a way to regroup. Yeah, that's even optimistic to me because I'll tell you what happened. For those that watch the show every day, my in-laws are in town and watching the game with my father-in-law. And he looks at me at halftime and he goes, "Oh, it's looking pretty good. What are you seeing that's different? What are you seeing that's the Sixers are doing well?" And I'm like, honestly, I don't give a damn about what happened in the second and first quarter, first and second quarter. I don't give a damn what happened in the first half because they did the exact same thing in game 4. And what did they do in the second half? They pooped the bed. And what do they do tonight in the second half, especially the fourth quarter? They poop the bed. Like if you're Doc Rivers, what can you even say to this team? Like, how do you even get their attention? How do you rally them? And by the way, Doc, what the hell was that play in your final inbounds pass to Joel Embiid where he ended up going to the line and missing 2 free throws? Which, again, that's not good. That's so far out of character from Joel Embiid. But what was that play design? Was the play for him to go to the line? Was the play for him to go and get the N1 because you didn't have confidence in Seth Curry knocking down another 3? I know you didn't have confidence in Tobias Harris knocking down a shot. I know you didn't have confidence in Ben Simmons doing anything to help you win. Ben Simmons became invisible in that fourth quarter, and that can't happen. And one of the biggest reasons that happened is because he is scared of the moment. He can play defense. He can play defense till the cows come home. But again, I don't want to hear that tonight, especially on a night where you saw Trae Young just go off for 39 points. But when you look at the way this game was played and you look at how you needed somebody else to step up for you, you needed a Ben Simmons. You needed a Tobias Harris. Both of them were invisible. Ben Simmons, the one redeeming quality you can always count on with him is defense. You can't say that when Trae Young goes off for 39 points. You can't say that when he's 4 of 14 from the free throw line. And for anybody that at any point in Ben Simmons' career, especially this season, especially this postseason, wanted to talk about Ben Simmons' lack of free throws and how that's going to hurt the team, even in winning games, even if Joel Embiid went off and you still won, or Tobias Harris had a great game and you still won, anybody that still wanted to focus on Ben Simmons' free throw shooting, this is why you wanted to concentrate on it. Because it wasn't about beating the Wizards. It wasn't about beating the Nets during the regular season or anything like that. It's about moments like this when it matters most. Is he going to be there for this team when they need him the most? And tonight he was not, most especially at the free throw line. Inexcusable. Again, I never thought I'd be like, oh man, can we just get 50% free throw shooting Ben Simmons? If we could just get that and not the guy that's shooting like 25%, man, that'd be great. All Sixers fans, I'm telling you right now, I know you're all feeling the exact same way I'm feeling. And I told you before this game, Sixers, they're going to take care of business. This is the game they'll cover. I picked them to cover. I bet them on DraftKings, 6.5. I got them at the 6.5. That looked good, and then the fourth quarter, and then they're just like, we don't need to play. I'm beside myself. Let's let me see if I can get some of these going here. Hopefully I can. Yeah, usually I don't. Yeah, there we go. Not surprised. Harris needs more blame, man. Yeah, 4 points. How many times do you want me to call him out for having 4 points in a basketball game? You know what I'm not going to do? You know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to take it out on people that disagree with, and not even disagree with me, people that say you haven't talked about what I've talked about. But anyway, okay. Here's where I'm with you here. I'm sick as well, Benny. I am sick as well of what the Sixers team did. Let's look at some of this other stuff that's going on here. Lillard for Simmons. Is that what I just saw pop up there? Let's look at it. Lillard for Simmons. Yeah, let's party. At this point, nobody's protected. Oh, Joel Embiid's protected, but nobody else. This I don't even want to hear. Frats Cat. Teams too young, not enough big game experience, hobbled Embiid, and non-progressing Ben Simmons. Here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to use the too young crap. I hate that because Ben Simmons is 24 years old, is a 3-time All-Star. I'm done with the too young stuff. He's not too young when he has proven himself enough to make 3 All-Star teams. Joel Embiid hobbled when he grabbed his knee at that one point. Certainly scared the hell out of me, but I'm not looking at it saying, oh, he's hobbled. You guys, you still got to be better and close out that game, especially when you know everybody else is counting on you. Let's look at this. Oh, is this true? True. Great investment. I assume that has to do with the betting tonight. Yeah, you know what? I was good. I had Joel Embiid's over. I had Joel Embiid's hitting 2 free throws or two 3-pointers. So good for me as far as that goes. But the hell with all that. I'd rather be celebrating a Sixers win than anything else. I'd rather be going into Atlanta thinking they're going to be able to win there and close out the series. Not the case. Mark's checking in. Mark's checking in. Fan of the show. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Sick of hearing MVP. This is why Embiid ain't the MVP. That is from Pat G. I hear you as far as that goes. To me, that doesn't even matter tonight because he still was your best player throughout the game. Where was the other guy stepping up? I mean, you had Seth Curry, who was unconscious throughout the entire game. Unconscious. And the way he played it, I thought he was going to hit that last second three. Or, excuse me, last big possession 3. That was going to tie things up. And it was like, okay, dodge the bullet. Nah, Sixers, you almost got us again that time. And that wasn't the case. They actually weren't able to get anything going after that. And they were just terrible. Benny's also saying, what the hell just happened? Except it's WTF. We all get that. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened. It was another gross closeout of a game. It was another awful collapse of a game. And let's just give you, that's plenty of opinion. I want to give you some numbers here. Just to hear what we're doing with. Tobias Harris, 2 for 11, 4 points. Joel Embiid, 12 for 20, 37 points, 13 rebounds. Seth Curry was unconscious through most of the game, 13 and 19 from the floor, 7 3-pointers, 36 points. Ben Simmons, inexcusable to get 8 points. Do you think we're going to hear from Ben after the game that he needed to be more aggressive like we did after game 4? Yeah, I probably could have been more aggressive. Probably could have attacked the rim more. Like, in all honesty, if you're Ben Simmons, the second you see, well, first off, the second you really start to feel the momentum shifting towards the Atlanta Hawks, you got to think to yourself, you know what? Let me try to take over here a little bit in terms of being aggressive, in terms of attacking the rim. Let me try to do that a little bit. But when you see Joel Embiid grab his knee the way he did, you really got to think, all right, all the BS goes out the window. I need to do something here. And you know what else I'd love to know? 4 of 14 from the free throw line. I would love to know what Ben Simmons' free throw shooting routine is. I would love to know what he's doing to get better at it. Because I've been down there at the Wells Fargo Center. I've been to practice. I've seen him work on it. But what is he doing right now? With COVID and everything, I haven't seen him in a while go through the routine. So what is he doing right now to actually attempt to get better at being a free throw shooter? Because tonight would have been a nice night to at least, again, have a guy make maybe 4 more, 5 more free throws, maybe a point where he gets, actually over 50%, if that's not asking too much. What else do we have here? Ben is gone. That's from V. Check it in there on the show. I wouldn't be I already think they tried to trade him for James Harden. I know I'm not at all in the minority. But I think that they want another scorer, another marquee scorer next to Joel Embiid. As great as Ben Simmons is with everything else that he does, blah, 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 fine. I think they want another marquee scorer next to him as soon as humanly possible. Let's see this. He can't play defense in a pressure situation. He let Trey go right by him. And at one point, and that's fair, at one point, a lot of points actually this game, especially in the second half, you saw what Trae Young was able to do, especially against Matisse Thybulle. And I hate the way the officiating is, the game is called in the NBA. I hate the way it's officiated. I just flat out despise the way it's officiated. But you look at the way they played against Trae Young, and you know that call is going to be made every single time. Trae Young pumps fake from 3, and then he leans into the defender, and he gets the call, goes to the line, and those were the free throws that eventually put them up for good in this game. And it's just despicable. Give them all the picks too. Yes. Give them all the picks. Miscusi, for anyone that lost money listening to me. Sixers have the worst body language in the league when times get tough. Scott, I wholeheartedly agree. And that is what it comes to when I was talking about Tobias Harris and that little jump shot he had from about 10 feet away from the basket with about a minute and a half left in the game that he bricked. And then the little layup that he missed as well. That to me is like, Tobias, if nothing else is going to fall for you, those are the shots that have to fall for you. He became invisible. Ben Simmons, completely invisible. We have another request for trading Ben Simmons for Damian Lillard, if that's in fact the way they want to go. Typical Philly stuff is what I'll say right there. Like, I'm done with the Philly. Like, in all honesty, in my lifetime, I've watched the Phillies win a World Series. I've watched the Eagles win a Super Bowl. That happened. I don't have that fatalist mentality anymore as a Philadelphia sports fan. I do get pissed off when you see that your team plays so unbelievably below their standard that they actually set throughout the course of the regular season, like you saw them set throughout this year, and then saw them not be able to get to in the last, again, 4 quarters of second half basketball. Like, a lot of this has to come down to coaching too. Like, how is any of this acceptable? Like, if you're Doc Rivers, you come out after you come out in the post-game press conference after Game 4, and you say that your team just got their tails handed to you. You got out-hustled. You got outworked in that game. And you allow the same thing to happen in the fourth quarter. Like, there's only so much a coach can do. That's why I focus mostly on the players. But it's also got to come to the head coach. This has to be unacceptable. There is nothing Doc Rivers can do better, more so than make sure his team is in the right mindset going into Game 6. And there's no what more kind of shakeup do you need than, hey, number 1 seed, win or go home. Win or it's over. I really feel like we've discovered a lot more. Zach's checking in. Mark, my depression is back. Zach, I'm sorry. I hope you feel better. I hope you feel better one day. But in all seriousness, you're the number 1 seed, and you're about to get bounced out of the playoffs after 2 historic collapses in the second half of these games. You got outscored by 21 points in the fourth quarter. You went through a stretch of, 7 minutes where you couldn't throw the ball in the ocean, as the old saying goes? This is despicable. Joey and Christine checking in saying they hate Ben. Both of you together. Maybe that's why the relationship is so good with Joey and Christine. Is it Christine? It is Christine. Thank you guys for checking in. And B, don't have that killer instinct. I'll put it like this. Here's what's sad. I think Joel Embiid is the only one on this team with a killer instinct. I mean, as great as a game Seth Curry had, killer instinct, he took the final 2 shots, or not the final 2, but the 2 biggest shots to try to either force overtime for you or possibly put you in a position where maybe you win on another possession, and he just couldn't knock them down. But in all honesty, when you talk about your regular starting 5, when you talk about your all-stars, right, Ben Simmons certainly doesn't have it. Joel Embiid, man, the way he finished this game and the way he finished Game 4, for a guy that has played some great basketball throughout his entire, really the last season here, especially MVP caliber basketball, you would expect a little bit more from him in the fourth quarter. It's weird ripping a guy that played so great for 3.5 quarters of basketball, but when nobody else, and you already know, were you watching that game thinking to yourself, okay, Joe can struggle a little bit because here comes Ben Simmons. Were you watching that thinking, Ben can take a couple of plays off, or Joe can take a couple of games off because Tobias Harris is about to get hot? No, I don't think anybody was doing that. You know why? Because we know what they are. They're not those guys to be relied on in those crucial situations. Joel Embiid is. The minute he started to struggle, I can't say enough. That's the minute I said to myself, damn, it's done. They're going back to Atlanta in a terrible, terrible position. His coach says, don't know bad. Yeah. No, see, here's the thing. And what's this? Notepad Ray, what's happening? If you criticize Ben, his coach says you don't know basketball. Well, then why did the guy that told us we didn't know basketball revert back to exactly what we were all saying at halftime of Game 3, when we said we need the Thank you. That's good team effort right there. See, that's what happened when I don't have my producer and I just decide on emotion that I'm going to go live on with you guys. So here I am, without a producer, cutting my own audio like an idiot. Anyway, that was an epic, brilliant rant. Sorry you missed it. What was the last thing you heard? Damn it. Somebody help me out in the comments here. What was the last thing you heard me say? Just give me one word, and I'll trigger. Max player who refuses to shoot. That's not me. I believe it. Game 3 at the half. It's the same coach from Doc Rivers that told you, hey, if you criticize Ben Simmons, you don't know basketball. Well, you know what? Then why did Doc Rivers go out and tell us you don't know basketball because Ben's great? And then he goes in the locker room in Game 2 and tells Ben Simmons exactly what we were all saying on social media, that Ben Simmons needs to be more aggressive. And he goes in and he's like, I need to be more aggressive. And Ben's like, okay, Mike. And he goes out there and he's actually dominant in the second half of that game of 14 points. Dominant by Ben Simmons standards, that is. To me, I can't believe I can't believe how awful it was. Like, I'm with you as far as a lot of the emotion goes here. And I really, like, here's the thing, and I can't go back to this point enough. What's up, Chuck? I can't go back to this point enough. The Sixers traded Drew Holiday at the draft, and that officially started the process. The season before that led up to that draft, they were Eastern Conference semifinals team. You remember Andre Iguodala? They beat the Bulls in the first round because the Bulls, it just fell apart. All the wheels fell off for them. Everyone got injured. Derrick Rose got injured. Joakim Noah got injured. They beat the Bulls in the first round. Doug Collins was the coach. And then they went to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Celtics, and they lost to the Paul Pierce Celtics. And then the following year, they were bad. Doug Collins gets fired. They trade Drew Holiday at the draft, and officially the process began with Sam Hinkie. And you have Ben Simmons, you have Joel Embiid, and I know a lot of people already wanted to spike the football saying, they're better, the process worked, and all that stuff. Well, you know what? Here's my bottom line for the process worked. I mean, did it work in terms of getting new players? Hey, that's great, but we don't get a parade for Joel Embiid being a runner-up in the MVP. We don't get a parade for Ben Simmons being a runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year. That's not a parade-worthy thing. So all that other stuff is just really cool stuff, nice to have. But what I want is a parade like the Phillies gave us in my lifetime, a parade like the Eagles gave us a couple of years ago, and I want that for the Sixers. I want it badly for the Sixers because, truth be told, I'm a bigger Sixers fan than I am an Eagles fan. And I'm looking at this team, and I'm thinking, all right, you start the process. You get to a year before that, you got to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, and the Sixers have not been past that point. Through all the losing, through a 10-win season, through the Brett Brown era, through watching Joel Embiid make his way through injury, Ben Simmons sitting out his actual rookie year, or whatever you want to call it. Through all that crap, you have not been better than what you were when the process started. Like, on paper, you have not gotten past a definitive point since before the process started. I was hoping this would be the year. And the team that has taken the court in the second half of Game 4 and Game 5 does not deserve to get past that. Because to get past that, you got to have guts. You have to know how to quell a rally. You have to know how to squash a rally. You have to know how to put a 5 or 6 seed away when you're the number 1 seed. You're the best team in the Eastern Conference. You have the best player, according to the MVP votes, in the Eastern Conference. I mean, think about that. Joel Embiid's an MVP of the Eastern Conference, and they couldn't put this team away. They couldn't go into Atlanta up a game looking to end this series, and that to me is what pisses me off more than anything. It's the way they did it as well. I can't get over it. Chuck, I'd rather watch a Rutger Hauer movie. May it rest in peace. Didn't help with the Fultz pick. Yeah, no, hold on a second. That wasn't me blaming Sam Hinkie or the process. This really has to do with the whole thing. It's the grand scheme of things. Collar's Colangelo getting Fultz was awful, and not being able to see that coming. When Danny Green wants to trade with you, you should probably just hang up the phone. That'd probably be the best way to do it. Yeah, I'm sorry if that came off wrong. That was not me saying that the process shouldn't have happened by any means. Jokic couldn't win a game, so all MVPs suck. M. Coleman, thank you for that. Much obliged. This series should be over. Clay-Delphia. I like that name. I concur with that. This ends Friday. This team, well, pardon the language there, folks, but it's the beauty of the internet. Thank you very much. Tobias, only 4. It's really upsetting to me. No, I'm with you. I can't go back to that enough. I mean, the Sixers just look like they were every ounce of great in that first half again. And as I told my father-in-law, I said, I don't care about the first half. First half, they did exactly what they're supposed to do. I know they could do that. I saw it in Game 4, and I didn't see that, unfortunately, in the second half of Game 4. I saw it in the first half, but not the second half. Same thing tonight. It was like a copy and paste performance, unfortunately. What's not happening anytime soon? Clay-Delphia. I don't know. I'm going back in the comments right now because I want to make sure I get as many people in as I can because you guys are awesome and just hanging out with me. I'm going to lose my voice by tomorrow morning's show. If you don't know, I do the Farzy show every day, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. live. We have a guest on every day, usually. Well, every day. And then Did you watch the game at a dress shirt? You know what? Let's hold on a second. Wait, is that the bubble? I'll show you what I watched the game in. Hold on. This is what I watched the game in. I didn't think it would be appropriate to wear a Family Guy friggin' sweet. I didn't think it would be appropriate to wear a friggin' sweet Family Guy t-shirt for an enraged post-game show. Anyway, what the hell happened to the bench? Bench is terrible. Mark, explain to me why 6'2" Curry was guarding 6'10" Gallinari. I noticed that too. I don't know. And that was a switch that they were trying to, or that was a switch that the Sixers were trying to get off on in terms of changing that up, and they couldn't do it. At least that's what I noticed for the second half. How's Big and Little Toots? Thank you, France Cat. I appreciate it. The misses and the little misses are fantastic. I'm going to lose my voice by tomorrow morning. Guys, look, I appreciate everything. Andrew, Peter Griffin would score more points than Ben Simmons. You guys are actually making me feel better. As soon as I get off the conversation here, you're not going to make me feel better, unfortunately. I'll go right back to just being pissed off. Because you know what I'm going to end up doing? I'm going to end up putting the Phillies on. And you know what? For those not watching the Phillies, do you want an update on the Phillies? Let me just put that on real quick. Can't take Ben Simmons no more. I mean, at some point. See, this is why I love you. This is why I love you people. Doc Rivers' response. You don't know Family Guy then. Oh my God, Lois. Anyway, all right, that's enough of that. All right, folks, I'm gonna lose my voice if I don't get done here. So I better move on. And wait, did Rhys Hoskins actually hit a home run? Do we have that confirmed? Per reports, Claydelphia says that Rhys Hoskins hit a home run. All right, yeah. I appreciate you guys. I don't know. You guys are, God bless you all. You're on your phones. You can look that up for yourselves as well. But now that I've promised it, I want to make sure I deliver. Tell you what I'm going to do to make up for some of my money. I'm going to start betting balls and strikes in this game to make up some cash. Allora. Yeah, Hoskins his 13th home run at the end of the season. Hey, no way. So yeah, there we have confirmed it. Total collapse. You are correct. Bye, Felicia. Jake, thank you very much. God bless you, Bobo. Back at you. Explain to me why you let Butler go and kept Simmons. Well, because you thought Ben was actually going to improve, but unfortunately that hasn't happened. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Much appreciated. You can catch me Monday through Friday live, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. And then the show's available throughout the day for your consumption, as we say in the content world nowadays. Tomorrow, we'll be talking Sixers again. Then what else? We got Ryan Spader, who lit the world on fire today on Twitter, just went scorched earth when it came to everything baseball and players trying to cheat and gain advantage. He'll join the show tomorrow morning. But I appreciate you guys jumping on with me and sharing your frustrations with me. You know what? Because we'll get through this together. Anyway, have a great rest of your night, everybody. I really do appreciate it. See you guys in the morning. Take it easy. Let's go, Phillies. And I'll end on this note. God damn it, Ben Simmons. Get better at foul shooting. Have a great night. Take it easy.